Hey guys, welcome back to Claydesk. My name is Syed, and today, very exciting topic. I'm going to talk about why you should have tech certifications versus a degree, what this is all about. So I'm going to talk about this, so make sure you watch this video till the end. All right, so let's dive right in. So if you're a tech professional, for example, you know that there is a tech certification for just about everything, anything out there these days, right? Whether it's AWS, Azure, GCP, CompTIA, you name it. There is a certification from Agile to Kubernetes to your favorite color provider, right? You name it. There's probably a certification for it. Now, you might have seen posts on LinkedIn, for example, or other social media from someone in your network, perhaps. They're talking about how they obtain the certifications and they show their credentials, right? Their shiny new certification. And of course, comments from their connections, showering them with compliments. Hey, good job, great job, awesome, right? Now, you might even be a little tempting to pursue that yourself. So I'm going to talk about why do they actually matter, right? What's the big deal versus actually getting a 5-year degree in cybersecurity or becoming a software engineer or software engineering or whatnot, right? What does it take? Because certifications you can earn in about a week or so or month or months, right? Depending on how tech savvy you are. So let me tell you that job titles, for example, so if you are, let's say, a DevOps engineer or a solutions architect or a cloud support person, right? These are all job titles because they are used to recognize the experience and the primary keywords used by recruiters when looking for you. That's right. So your job title matters, right? If you're a cloud architect, boom, that says a lot, right? Before they even go forward. So this is an important keyword. All right, now the core part. Why certifications matter, right? Because they matter because they validate your knowledge to a certain degree. Now, that's pretty obvious, right? Because if you earn a certifications, you've studied for it, you've done some hands-on practice, and now you've earned or you've passed the exam, right? It gives people who don't have experience, the confidence to speak about a specific technology. They will gain experience through that confidence. So certification provides an on-ramp with entry-level exam, for example, and learning a new technology is certainly difficult. It's not, a piece of cake, right? Because everything new is just learning. You got to spend time. You got to read. You got to, read the fundamental concepts and practice hands-on. But trying to decide where to start is, of course, the biggest stumbling block. And I've made several videos. So if you're a new person, if you're just entering into the IT field, you might want to check those out because I've given you steps as to how to go about doing it. Now, certifications track or different types of certification tracks, for example, let me give you an AWS example. So the foundational level AWS certification is the AWS Certified Cloud Practitioner. And then, of course, there's AWS Certified Solutions Architect Associate, Solutions Architect Professional, DevOps Engineer, and so on, right? There are many certifications, just let alone AWS or Amazon offers. They do that by giving you a clear and structured learning path and then test you on the content. Another huge benefit is the keywords you can use on your social media profiles and resume. Because ultimately, guys, why are you even doing this, right? Why are you doing in the IT industry? Because you want to, of course, grow your career and earn a lot of money to the maximum degree. And boom, that's where you would actually end up showing off your certifications to potential recruiters because people are looking for talent all the time, right? And we know that. I mean, as an enterprise architect with many certifications, I'm getting messaging every single day, even though I'm not out there in the job market, right? Because I'm running my own, managed DevOps consulting business. And of course, I do training also, and I love making courses. But really, it's for you guys, if you're entry level, for example, or you're a mid-tier professional, then these certifications will certainly help you get your name out there on social media, right? So if you haven't already, you better start learning a little bit of SEO, perhaps, to maximize the visibility of your social media profiles, right? Now, your career needs a direction, not an operating manual, right? So you need to be clear as to which direction you're going towards. All right, here are the key points so that, just to summarize, right? Certification sets a direction for learning because it's not the end, it's just the beginning. Provides the foundational knowledge that you use to gain experience. Of course, validation of knowledge to a certain degree. You can't be an expert, right, just because you get certified, because it's ongoing and you're just constantly learning and doing hands-on. Now, Of course, it provides an on-ramp, it's structured learning, and used as keywords on social media on your resume, like I mentioned earlier. Now, when IT certifications can be worth it for you, right? So getting the IT certifications, of course, they're worth it because if you're trying to bolster your experience, right, you need to add to your experience, add to your CV, add to your resume, for example, right? And skills too, because you just don't list that you have the certification, you actually list the associated skills that you have gained during the certification process. Okay. And if you're just starting out in IT, this is perfect. And I cannot stress this enough. If you are just starting off with IT, make sure you get at least the foundational level certifications under your belt, right? So if you're new to the IT field and don't have any past work experience, for example, if you've not done any projects, you don't have any job, right? What do? How do you actually convince a recruiter to reach out to you for an interview? That's the first step. Getting the job is later, right? But the first step is to actually getting the recruiter reach out to you, right? And let me tell you, from my experience and from many, many hundreds and hundreds of students, the feedback that I've gotten is if you have a single certification, be it an entry level, boom, you will be reached out, right, by a potential recruiter, one way or the other, right? Especially if you're a little bit in the social media as well. So an IT certification isn't just a way for employers to see that you have an industry recognized credentials showing you can have a baseline of experience, right? Because that's the first part. If you don't have any experience, if you don't have any job in IT, that's just the first step. You get the certification, and that proves to the potential hiring manager, for example, that you have a certain baseline to start with, right? Now, you can learn much about topics studying for the certification exam and improving your technical skills as you go along. Plus, the actual content of the certification can also give you a roadmap of what you need to do for related jobs, because the number of questions, the scenario-based questions, you get to understand where things are heading, right? Even if you know the ins and outs of different operating systems, for example, if you don't know the basic security or data storage principles, you might be limited to the roles you're qualified for, right? All right, the second part is you try to gain more experience or skills in your current role. So now you already have an IT job, for example, and you would like to add to that experience, right? So certifications can help you reach the next step in your IT career, not just getting into the IT career, but actually, of course, it's a ladder, right? So you take steps one step at a time. Let's say you're a system admin, right? Trying to learn more about cybersecurity, but you're not building any related experience in your day-to-day work. Now, studying for and getting an cybersecurity certification, for example, or an AWS DevOps engineer certification, for example, right, just expands your current role. Even if you have some experience with the new topic, right, a certification can make sure that you learned it thoroughly enough to be at par with other professionals in the industry. Really, yeah, that's how you would actually take the next step. So at the end of the day, being able to actually do the work is what matters the most, which is hands-on and of course day-to-day your job requirements. And certifications can act as a bridge between your experience and skills, right? That's what it is. All right, third part I want to talk about, of course, it's a simple boost in your salary. Okay, that's a given. So if you earn a new certification, you can reach out to your employer, to the HR, and say, hey, I just passed a couple of certifications or just single certification, and now I want a raise. And many of you don't even ask that, by the way, right? But do that. They will be responsive because there's evidence that certifications and skill development are correlated with bigger raises. Because according to the global knowledge, right, an IT professional received about $5,000 raise. But if you are developing a higher technical skill, it goes up to about 12,000 to 13,000, right? So yeah, you can definitely get a raise. And then of course you don't have a degree in computer science. So what's the deal with degree then, right? If it just certification is what you need to get into the IT, a step in the door, get your first job, or even grow your career with certifications. What about a degree? What about a college degree? Why spend 5 years, whatever, right? And then earn a degree, spend thousands and thousands of dollars in that degree, and that degree doesn't give you anything, right? That's why, by the way, and here's the good news, because employers today, they're not asking for degrees anymore. They're actually giving you jobs based on your skills, okay, more and more. And that is pretty, as compared to decades ago when I graduated. At that time, it was just degrees. People weren't weighing in a lot on the skills. But today, the IT industry is just growing exponentially because you just have to constantly learn and grow your skills and obtain more certifications, because these certifications expire too. So you don't have a degree, let's say in computer science or other credentials. There are several IT job listings, even if they are for entry-level jobs. Now, if you're exploring jobs, by the way, on LinkedIn, Dice, and other platform, Glassdoor, for example, and you see that one of the requirements is, a bachelor's degree required. Guys, let me tell you, do not skip. Apply to that job. Reach out to that recruiter, right, or the hiring manager, and let them know that, hey, you have certifications, but you don't have a degree, or maybe it's in process, something like that, right? And then you'll be surprised that they will actually, I'd say about 80% of the time, they'll be responsive and say, well, let us talk to the company or the senior management and then see if we can equate the degree versus certifications. And I've had that in my personal experience. Many students have actually don't have, because most of you are young, right? You're getting into the IT field. You're not going to wait 5 years for a degree and then get a job, right? Because, hey, skills are skills. So you don't need a degree. For example, Facebook, Google, they don't require a bachelor's degree in most of their job titles, and they hire you based on your skills and your expertise and based on your certifications, right? So let's say if you have a certification, when someone has certification, what does that actually mean, right? Well, it doesn't mean that you should immediately get hired based on that, but that happens most of the time, okay? They're not end all be all. Whether or not they hold certifications, it's still your job to find, of course, where the knowledge gaps are and how you want to pursue the career path. And if you want to watch the other videos, I have a career path on DevOps engineer, on solutions architect, and many other videos. Just go ahead and search on right here on YouTube channel. You'll be able to find the answer that you're looking for, or comment down below. Of course, I'll provide the link for you. All right. So certifications, of course, like I said, do not equate experience, mastery, or competence, because keep in mind that core skills are important, right? You need to have core skills before you even think of getting a certifications. And what are those core skills? Because every IT position requires a baseline knowledge of, let's say, networking essentials or operating systems or cloud computing or computer networking, right? And I have full courses right here on YouTube for free. You can just take those before you jump in and obtain a certification in any of the cloud platforms, for example. And the other core skill is infrastructure, just basic infrastructure, IT operations necessary for any business to functions, for example, right? And lately, of course, cybersecurity is it, but you can all learn that as you grow. But I'd say about the base core skills are networking essentials, operating systems, just the basic cloud computing concepts, right? So if you get that under your belt, perfect. You'll be ready to go to the next level. All right. So what's your why, right? Now you know why IT certifications are worth it versus degrees, right? Not only their credentials beneficial to you as an IT person, but they're equally beneficial to the employer, by the way, because they will know that you have earned and you are now skilled. Hope this helps. Give it a thumbs up if you like this video. Thanks for watching, and of course, comment down below. I'll be happy to answer. My name is Syed, and I'll see you next time.